Greetings and welcome to the Astronomy Picture of the Day podcast. Today's picture for June 26th of 2025 is titled the Seagull Nebula. So what do we see here? Well, here we see a nebula that may have the form of a seagull, with the head at the very top there, actually a nebula cataloged as IC 2177, and that is an example of an Emission nebula that we see, and the wings spread out across there from upper right down to lower left, which would be then the wings of the great seagull in the sky. Now, it's a relatively large area covered here, about 3.5 degrees or about 7 full moons across. And this, again, most of this is an example of an emission nebula. Now, an emission nebula occurs when the hydrogen gas generally is excited by ultraviolet light. Hydrogen consists of one proton with one electron orbiting it, and normally that electron is in the very closest shell where it can be, as close as it is allowed to be by the laws of quantum mechanics to the center of the atom. However, when ultraviolet light hits it, it can move it to other energy levels or rip it off the atom altogether. When it does, these want to recombine, so they will recombine and go through various different energy levels, a very prominent one being a distinct red color. And that's what we see here, is that glowing hydrogen gas which has been excited. Now, we can do similar things here on Earth. And if you've seen neon tubes with different gases in them, sometimes neon, sometimes other gases, depending on the coloring you want to get, then those are done the same way, that the gases are then excited by electricity in this case, and therefore energize the atoms, heat them up, and cause them to glow. And exactly the composition and the exact details will tell what color will end up being there. So you can make up various different tubes of different colors that can be used. So here in space, it's going on a much grander scale. Instead of just within a small tube, this is about 200 light years across and being energized by just a few of the hottest stars in the area. Now, the shape of the seagull happens to be probably caused by various supernovae that have occurred in the past. The shock waves from them will compress material in various directions depending on where that supernova occurred, and gives the shape that is seen here. Now, eventually, the material will fade out. As the stars form, material is spread out deeper into space. As the massive stars die, the energy that causes the nebula to grow will fade, and eventually we will see just a small cluster of stars here, which formed from all of this material. However, right now we get to see the much more detail of the Seagull Nebula, the great seagull in the sky. So that was our picture of the day for June 26th of 2025. It was titled the Seagull Nebula. We'll be back again tomorrow for the next picture. So until then, have a great day, everyone, and I will see you in class.